Okay, sometimes using a modular can be much more than just doing some sequences. You can do real art with it, or you can make a reminiscence to the 40s, 50s, 60s, like Musique by Pierre Schaeffer, Pierre Henry. You should Google this. Here I have a little text. You should look after it. Or Stockhausen and all those guys working with tape machines and laying the foundations for what a machine like Morphagene today can do. So in the next few minutes you see in one big patch what's possible. It's just an improvisation. I did not say I should do this or that. Just have a look how it's going and get an impression what's possible. And to put it into perspective, please read the text, and then you can start to get into it and get all the information about what was going on there. Then you can do things that are much better than just fumbling around with the knobs here. Okay? So let's start. You in a demonstration what you can do with my words and Morphagene. Here's the original. I just spoke in there. Things like math and trapezoid. Microphone. Watch out what's coming. You can speed it up.
The following live patch will show you in a demonstration
what you can go backwards. All these easy things you can do.
What you can
the next thing is
layer
it. Layer the
following
splices.
live patch will show you in a
four.
demonstration what you can do.
Maximum you get these strange sounds sometimes, but this one. The other thing is the genes.
The following live
patch will show you
shorter place.
The following live patch. The
following. And as soon as you have this, you can move through the different genes. If you speed it all up, you can do something like this. This is easy to understand, but I can also take a gate from the trapezoid, put off the attack, and do a middle gate, and do it extremely, put up the gene size and this, and then you get something like this. So by this you can slow it down. You can slow the whole thing down. This is great, and this is something you could not do with a normal tape machine. But Schaeffer and Henry were capable by a special morphophone to do this, even with a tape machine, like a video recorder with a rotating recording head. You can play around with that and speed it up by the clock of the trapezoid.
Watch out what's coming up here.
So you get faster than the normal.
In a demonstration what you can do with my words and Morphagene combined with math and trapezoid.
But that's limited in a way. What's easier is to slow it down very slow. And do a little fine tuning here. And then you get in there. And while you do that, you can take math, linear, put rise and fall up, and do vary speed. Vary speed like with the tape machines. Listen to that. So you go up and down, faster if you want. You also can fine tune it here. What I'm going to do now, take out the clock, check if I can find something, just a tone. Let's take this one. And then I could use math for going up and down. But I can do better. I can do much better by using a gate for pressure points. Taking a gate out of the LFO here, going to pressure points. Let's have a look. If it's running, the gate is coming up here. And then I take voltage out of that, put it into vary speed, and we're going to hear what's getting. So you can play it. and change it. And stop it. And speed it up or slow it down. And change. So to pimp it up a little bit, I take a DSP and throw through here. Change the pitch. Run it up a little bit. Or even change some more in the DSP. Get the stereo effect. That's quite nice, yes. I'll try a different one. So to do something more weird, let's take play by the trapezoid. I go into the play and you have this amplitude modulation style stuff, like stop, go, and then speed it up and then listen what happens. I get out of the DSP, this is the original. So you get a tone by that, by speeding it up, and then you have this. So it's not tone that's going up, the pitch going up, it's the formants, you know, this Trautwein-Halbformanten theory from Germany. And if I take then the math again and do this vari-speed thing here, you have something like that. Do it more extreme and speed it up. And you get some sweet spots somewhere. Again, and then you might put in this again. And once you set everything, you can do like something like. And now, the magic knob is. And switch the attack and the decay. So it gets you see what's possible by just tweaking a few little knobs. Change the DSP again. So all these things are quite easy to do. Of course, you can take the mass and manipulate any of the other parameters. If you take a second cycle from the right side here and put it into the slide so that everything is sliding through, you might get something like that here. Which is quite rhythmical. And when we put up the gene size, again go negative. If you trigger that with a gate, you get something rhythmical, and every cycle will be different, yes? If I take a small, like a rhythmical gate into the play, and then try this. So of course you can take all the other things here and do many more modulations, but what I want to show you now is if I go out of the Morphagene and mutable elements, they say on the website it's good for musique concrète. Well, Olivier is a guy from France, he should know what he's talking about. So let's he invented elements. Let's check if I go out of the Morphagene into the external in of elements, what might happen then with my normal text. I just take the normal text, no tweaking at all, and go to green. This is the original pitch of my voice, and here it is. And then we see what you do by this modal synthesis, where you put on some, let's say, material like wood or glass, combine it with elements and some other things like math and trapezoid, which are what's coming up here. And you can switch to the brightness, but you have to be very sensible with it. And you can do some damping. Things you like math and trapezoid. Watch out what's coming up here. You can also work with chords. And also that can be tweaked by modulation. That's easy, yes. You just take this math again. Math is so incredible good as a source for modulation. And what I just did was the geometry thing, and so here goes the geometry. Things you like math and trapezoid. Watch out what's coming up here. And I can go stereo. Patch will show you in the demonstration what you can do. And add this. And do it a little bit faster. Watch out what's coming up here. The following live patch will show you in the demonstration what you can do. Go out of the brightness more into combine it with elements and some other things. Watch out what's coming up here. And then I go down in the pitch here. The following live patch will show you and then it might get really weird. So we have a decontextualization of the whole thing. I've been talking. If I go into the genes here, or go to this, you get very strange sounds by that, yes. It's still my voice, but my voice is still the source of this. Watch out. Here we go with math again. And probably if I do like this, it's talking to itself. Listen to this. And there's also FM modulation on the elements, and why not take a second channel from the math to do some slight FM modulation in here, in addition to what you're already hearing. What the shit? And speed it up. Now we go to boundaries of these machines. In addition to that, I can take something like plaits and use it on the other input with, let's say, a wavetable. It's in here, somewhere around there. So I put in the plaits into the gate, and now you have to be careful that it doesn't go through the roof. So you see it's already working. Here you have plaits. And now you have this exciter section active. You can say like, let's do a strike. And if I get both in, plaits is exciting this section, the morphagene is exciting this section, and you can work with both. Now do some tweaking, let's check. Also go into math. Work with the timbres of the blow section here and the contour. You go back to strike again and out of the damping. Now you hear my voice somewhere. The phoneme. And take a different ESP effect. Let's take this one. Stereo. Switch it down to some sort of and speed it up to the heights. In the end, we end up here. And you can calm down a little bit. So if I want to go back to a more original here, I'm going to do that. Quite easy. Just take out the gate, the FM, go back, switch it into the mixer, go up again.
Do with my words and
Morphagene.
The
following live patch will show you
Get out
in a
of the
demonstration
DSP.
what you can do with
And
my
here we are
words
again.
and morphagene, combine it with elements.
So
and
in
some
all
other
in all,
things you like math
this was a
and
little trip,
trapezoid.
very
Watch out
fast
what's
done. Of course, you
coming
can do
up
much
here.
more with pressure
following
points
live
and with
patch will
trapezoid and morphagene, just to give you an impression. Don't miss to look after the little text I added in YouTube here. I don't know where, but maybe written down below the video. You should do that to understand what Musique concrète and what the old masters were all about and why morphagene is working as it does. It's not just a toy. Everything makes sense that's in here, and also elements makes quite good sense because the guys who constructed it, like Tom Irby, he was also behind this here from the construction of the philosophy of the thing. These are people who know what they were doing, and you should also know what you're doing there. And then you can do better than me here. You can spend hours and hours on that and get better and better and can have fun with it and make real art with it.